Welcome to Embodied Microdosing, where we explore the miracles that happen when we combine intentional doses of sacred mushrooms with trauma-informed somatic practices. Hi, I'm Rai, and this ministry is on a mission to help you embody healing. Let's answer your questions and call in expansion so you can integrate these highly effective evidence-based tools into your journey. Embodied microdosing is where science and spirituality meet to awaken the healer within. Let's take one conscious breath together. And begin.
So I'm not sure how this will go, but I'd like to do a little experiment with you. I'm going to podcast from my sauna right now, in this moment that I'm in, with the loose intention that this could actually work as a thing for the podcast. So sauna is a natural sound booth, but I'm also not using a microphone beyond the microphone on my iPhone 13 Pro Max. So here we are, about to embark on this experiment. If you can hear that beeping, that's me setting the timer in the sauna for 25 minutes. That's how long I want to sustain a sweat for. And because this part of the sauna is uncomfortable, satisfying, but uncomfortable in a lot of ways, I'm going to take you through my process of being present in my body. I took a very generous microdose of the original Sacrament, our sacred mushroom within the Embodied Microdosing ministry. Psilocybin-derived cubensis of various strains. Right now I'm working with albino penis envy and DC Mac, M-A-K. I am in the sauna that is within my mother's furnished garage that is used as her studio, I suppose you could call it, and storage and guest space. And I'm looking at the wall where she has memory lane on a sign at the top, and then a photo, probably like pre-K through kindergarten. Pre-K. Everyone's somewhere around the age of 3 or 4, or maybe 3 or 4 of my brothers and sisters. There are 6 of us. I'm the second born. So I'm looking at little Rye and her Dorothy Hamill bowl cut. How many of my late 70s, early 80s babies know the exact cut I'm talking about? I'm going to have to go take that picture off the wall when I'm done recording in here, get a little closer look at her face. And I'm thinking about you, the community, the ministry, our listeners here on the podcast, and I'm wanting to just maybe stream of consciousness share some of what's coming through me as I sit in this 2-person infrared sauna with my bathroom towel under me, my water next to me. It's almost gone, but here's the strategy I use. Let's go into the sauna for a second. I've been in here for about, 12 minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes, just sitting with myself and practicing breath and acclimating to the space and noticing the quality of the thoughts in my head. The sauna is an incredible place to be present with yourself, your thoughts, your emotion, your body, the experience that you're having of moving your body, essentially. While I am here sitting in this infrared heat at 60 Celsius. I don't know what that is Fahrenheit. The Fahrenheit thing's broken. 65. I gotta shut this door more if I really want to keep the heat in. And I acclimated to the heat. It felt amazing. It is a warm day here in Aiken, South Carolina, but last week was super cold. I have a lot of sugar and inflammation and mucus and tension to move from my body in this sauna experience. I'm looking out the sauna glass, and it faces the glass out of this space, and a red cardinal just landed perfectly on a branch within one of the little glass squares of this door to be here for the conversation. See, if I was not present, if I was trying to read a book or scroll on my phone, or was so locked into my own thoughts and having the experience of being dragged around by my thoughts, i.e., the child in me, i.e. the limiting belief system that's running on default, that I have to choose to observe. It's easy to forget that, though, isn't it? This cardinal and this sauna and this conversation with you and little Rye in front of me and the breath work that I did when I arrived in this space have all brought me to this place of deeper presence with my authentic self. I'm going within, shifting the focus. As deeply uncomfortable as it is, I feel a little nauseous right now. I don't like that. That makes me want to open the door and kill the heat. I do feel a little dehydrated. I did my 10 minutes, as I was telling you, got present. And then as soon as the discomfort rose, as soon as my heart rate started to increase, as soon as my thoughts started reaching a fever pitch in one direction or another, I chugged my water, probably about a quart. I've got 3 cups I chugged hard and fast. It was heavily electrolyte water too. And I glugged it down until it splashed down to the bottom of my belly. And now I'm going to sweat it out. That's the strategy I'm working with here. I also, when I can, and I think this would interest many of you, because I do feel like detox practices and things like sweating in an infrared sauna or a coffee enema, if you are open to that, or some time on the vibration plate, or dry brushing, or taking a very hot, salty Epsom salt bath. I do feel that those are more ways I'd like to start talking about the art and practice of embodiment, that it can be experienced through the detoxification process of your body. Whatever your body happens to be releasing as you are healing on that nervous system level that we are after now that we know that action without nervous system regulation absolutely creates deeper dysregulation in the body-mind connection. And once I had the foundation of the nervous system, and I've been doing detox practices for over 10 years, maybe close to 12 or 15, by the time I really felt and understood my body-mind connection and could tap into the brilliance and the language of my body. And I wouldn't say those detox practices before nervous system regulation were terribly effective, to be perfectly honest with you. I've seen incredible results in this space of regulation, and also for me, having cleared some of my space of some of my triggers, my histamine type reactions to nearly lots of what the world has to offer me to either put in my body or smell or taste or be near or touch is, I would say, probably my biggest health wounding that I would really love to bring into balance this year, 2026, this coming year. And I'd like to begin including, even for myself, the understanding that these detoxification practices are opportunities to cultivate deeper connection with self and the body and the body and the body. So now the sweat is coming. That water that I chugged down, 10 minutes ago, and whatever was in there, I will say I'm not as hydrated as I'd like to be for a visit to the sauna. But that nausea is certainly telling me that something's moving out. I will take a binder immediately after this. Sometimes I take it before. It may have been a good sauna to take it before. I'm definitely feeling a release. And I'm not sure I'll last 18 more minutes, but I'm going to feel it out with you while we're here together. Podcasting from the sauna. I wonder how the sound is going to be on this. So as I sit in this experience, in this box of hot, I'm going to change the lighting. I'm going to change a variable here. I don't want this overhead light on. And let's put on some... this is not working very well. Nope. There we go. LEDs of red. Root chakra. Okay, we're going to go red. There's a red frame around Little Rye's picture as I'm looking at it. And that red cardinal was the only pop of red when he, the red ones are males, was in that tree offering me his amazing medicine and masculine observation energy. So thank you, Cardinal Medicine, for coming into my experience here. So as you sit in the practice of being in the detoxification practice, this could even be a 15 minutes of yoga, yin yoga, somatic yoga, any kind of yoga if you want to do a flow, a strengthening flow. Heck, even weightlifting under certain conditions could absolutely be considered here as a part of this like library of embodiment techniques that I want to start talking about more. You got to find the breath. I need to find the breath. My encouragement to you is to find your breath first, because that's going to be your anchor in. That's really going to be that fast access point to, dropping an anchor out from the root. So just feeling your bottom, if you're wanting to be in active practice with me or just listening as I narrate what it is that I'm doing. Feeling my feet actually on the floorboards of the sauna, just the balls are there, the heels are lifted, just kind of being aware of that angle that my feet are at without needing to change anything or do anything about it, just drawing my awareness, your awareness to your body, noticing your legs. I'm noticing how I lean more to the left than to the right, and I'm going to actually balance that out. So if there are any small micro movements or adjustments that your body wants to make that you want to honor, not honoring what the mind thinks you should do here, and just letting those micro movements with the intention, show me how to be in my body, show me. So the dropper full of original Sacrament that I took prior to coming to the sauna, I would say maybe had like 10 to 15 drops in it. And I followed that with some cannabis. And that is really for me, my relationship with cannabis is changing quite a bit actively right now. So I'm noticing that I'm feeling emotion even as the word cannabis came up. So thank you, Grandmother Cannabis, for being here with us. And Grandmother Medicine, is an incredible teacher in the body for embodiment. And also there's plenty of mind medicine with cannabis, as most of us know. But drawing and asking Grandmother Cannabis, certainly helpful which strain you're choosing here. Show me my body. I have been microdosing Amanita pretty consistently for the past few days. I didn't today, but I definitely still feel her medicine here. The way she calls me down to my body to just notice, inhabit, be aware, be present in it. And I found myself, as I'm talking and coming into this channel with you and within myself, holding these two pieces at the same time, which is very interesting. I am spiraling my body to the left. I'm sitting and my whole upper torso, from my butt bones to the tippy top of my head, is moving in unison around in circles that are probably a little too fast and getting me activated. So I'm going to slow that down and just ask the medicines, ask my body, ask my higher self, open to source, creator, God, universe, guides, grandmothers, grandfathers. Hold me, be here with me, just as the cardinal came into view. Remind me of your presence here as I drop into presence with myself and my beautiful mind-body connection. I'm just feeling that coming down into my body. When I go to talk to you, I come into a different part of my mind-body experience. So I'm going to pause. There's energy here moving. My heart is racing. The sweat has begun to pour. Some people wipe it away to keep the body hot. I let it fall. It feels symbolic and ritual for me too. I'm wanting to move my shoulders around a little bit and let the heat and the sweat and the medicine of the sauna, the red lights, along with the medicines working here and the medicine of my presence and attention to my experience. I am feeling like I need air and water. So thank you, body, for letting me know what you need. See how that half a cup, 3/4 of a cup feels. This part of the sauna is uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable for me to feel this activated, hot, nauseous, all of the symptoms that are presenting themselves as my body has an experience and my mind works to interpret it, make meaning of it, understand it. And let's be honest, the mind is also telling me, let's get away from this. Here's all the ways. Thank you, brain. Thank you, brain stem. Thank you, survival brain. Thank you, the function of thoughts that helps us understand the neurochemistry of what's happening for us at any given moment. And I do think I'm going to stick my face out the door because that's what my body needs. Let's see how that feels. Okay, that was good. I took a breath of cold air, and I'm going to hold that. Wow. So just by taking that breath and holding my breath and following what my body and mind were doing and the dance that they were in as I brought my attention from one to the other, I don't know, I feel like it just released something, but I don't need to know what it is. Something just moved through. Maybe it was a physical something, right? I am certainly in here for the physical benefits that detoxification bring for humans who are living in a toxic world. I'm pouring sweat down my back. It's really rolling now, which feels good. And I'm moving my knees in and out and creating a rocking motion in my body. Typically when I'm uncomfortable, emotionally, physically, energetically, mentally, all of the above at the same time, I rock. This stimulates the vestibular system and our sense of ourselves in space. It's what our youngest self is meant to feel and intrinsically understands. And I'm more soothed even as I have a lot of thoughts right now. And that's a lot the cannabis and me being in the front part of my brain to construct the words and the awareness to know that I am also attempting to record a podcast episode here. The timer says I have 8 more minutes in here. I think I can do it. I'm going to get another blast of the cold air though.
If you're feeling the call to microdose but unsure about where to start or to source, the Embodied Microdosing Sacrament Shop is a safe and sacred space for you to explore. Inside, you can find pure, organic, handcrafted tinctures, including our 2 mushrooms, psilocybin and Amanita muscaria, both designed for your healing, grounding, and connection. We also have flower remedies like rose, lavender, holy basil, just perfect to complement your mushroom microdosing practice. All of these liquid remedies are easy to dose, very tasty, and can be taken directly in your mouth or added to your tea or water. If you're curious about how they feel, you can read some of the testimonials inside the shop for inspiration. You can explore all of the offerings at embodiedmicrodosing.com/shop. These are sacred remedies for spiritual self-healers. That's embodiedmicrodosing.com/shop.
Yeah, that cool down is helpful. I can totally do 8 more minutes. Yeah, I am really in a story. I'm in a limiting belief right now. I don't know how long that pause was, but I was replaying something and having a fictitious conversation and generally going into the pattern that I create, that I have learned to create to survive, and is the very pattern that I most seek to heal, especially as it pertains to my immediate family. My birth family, Little Rye, origins of. And as I say this, one of the barn cats has come into frame into one of the windows out to the outside that I have a picture of from the sauna, and has her head turned towards me and is sort of like listening. Oh, now she's turning her head away. She can sense our energetic exchange. And cat medicine is here now to ask me to access magic and ritual. And this is really a stunning part of the detoxification practice as well, and turning it into a healing practice, is that you can have a little ritual to solidify the healing, to ground it, to make it real, to weave in the magic, and the mystery of this great universe we get to play in. So tapping into the elements, looking at the cat where the bird was in the tree, seeing Little Rye there, watching this ritual happening, and being in this pressure box, being in this experience where I'm intentionally making myself uncomfortable. Because, let's be honest, it mimics the discomfort that my primal self would have felt cooking over a fire and hunting food and carrying children on my back and helping to heal the sick and the wounded and the elderly and the babies and the pregnant mamas and those who need us to keep this entire species alive. Literally, that's what it's for. And I sit in resentment for having to do that work in my own modern day life, as I also do the work of healing and do the work of having my own purpose in this world. And cat medicine reminding me to be gentle and kind with myself, to soften, because I am in the season of life that demands this, the Middle Ages. I am not a child. I'm not a pregnant maiden. I'm not old and unable physically, although my wisdom, I hope, will be accessed in those years. And there's so much moving through me. I'm going to go into a prayer as my ritual. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Sacred Medicines. Thank you, the web that's being woven right now, spiritually around me and around you, every time you call on your spiritual support. And knowing that there's only 3 minutes left here in this torture chamber, this box, I am brought back down into my body to stay with the discomfort, to let the heat radiate on the body parts it's radiating on without opening the doors, to come to my edge here in the final 3 minutes of this experience in the sauna, and with you narrating what's happening in the sauna as I'm in my experience. Coming back to my prayer, to the posture of my body, placing my hands together, and finding that anchor of the breath is going to support my intention. I'm just breathing in from my nose and out from my mouth. You may want to join me. Giving my body the precious oxygen. Blow breath a little here, expelling that CO2 and shifting the balance of what is possible in my body and in my body-mind experience and with my spirit right now as I end with a final minute on ritual and prayer. Thank you, grandmothers and guides, grandfathers, sacred helpers, for this important work. Show me how to release this resentment, this tightness, this grief and unexpressed rage. Rage! Rage! Oh, I'm opening my mouth wide. And breathing in from my heart, in and out. Asking the spirit realm, asking God, asking Creator, take this from me. Here I am on my knees, sweating, uncomfortable, emotional. Take it. Moving some air as you maybe imagine your spiritual support, the earth, the elements, releasing you, relieving you just as the timer goes off, just as the box of torture says, you've completed your work and your mission here. We thank the medicines. We thank my amazing, beautiful body. We thank a little Rye for being here with us so she could receive the healing. We thank the sacred medicines of Cat and Cardinal. And we thank all of the helpers, even the people in our real everyday lives outside of the hot box of our own suffering and our own experience. Thanking the people who love us and who we love, messy as it is to have interpersonal relationships. Let there be love that moves through me. Open my heart to deeper layers of love and forgiveness and forgiveness and forgiveness and forgiveness. Cat has moved. Cat is telling me to move. So I'm going to say amen. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. I'm going to do a stretch, especially along the part of my body that feels this activation the most. I'm going to ask that the tension and the holding and the pattern in my body that is associated with the story we've released here in this sacred space and this sacred ritual be left here, sent down, composted into the earth, released in my sweat and the waters of this experience. We ask that you guide the coming minutes, hours, days, and weeks so that I may intentionally imprint this healing on my life in real time via the gift of neuroplasticity and sacred medicines that can be taken strategically with this very intention. Thank you, Sauna, for your heat. Thank you, Mom, for the gift of the sauna in our property and our family. And thank you, Sacred Waters. I'm going to chug some mineral-rich... Woo! You're hearing me in real time as I spill the last of my water, but released from my tongue what needed releasing. I'm going to go over to the pool and see how dirty it is, because it might be a good rinse-off spot. My dad does keep the filter running year-round. Oh, this is promising. And then I know I can get the toxins first layer off, and then I'm going to go scrub my body. But I'll probably take a binder first to sop up some of what just moved. Thanks for being here with me, and stream of consciousness from the sauna experience. I hope there was something in here. I have no idea what I just channeled, but I hope there's something in here that opens you to greater love and forgiveness and healing of the limiting beliefs and the traumas and the toxins that have you bound. Oh, it's cold. Let's do this. Woo!